how do you address the ethical AI implementation in your day-to-day work?
It's an interesting aspect of it, you know, where you need to consider multiple factors. When you talk about AI ethics, so ethics is divided into two parts. One is the adaptation of ethics, the other is the implementation of ethics. So how I address AI ethics implementation is considering one at a time. What we do is the mother of AI and or the place from where AI came into picture is data. So the
Mm-hmm.
moment you start or planning to implement AI, we first validate and do the due diligence on what kind of data is fed or you have the data source to which you want to build AI on top of it. For example, for the better understanding for layman people, now you go ahead and ask a question on ChatGPT. You ask
Mm-hmm.
a personal question, you ask a professional question, but you don't know this GPT is trained on which kind of data set. It might give you a biased answer. It might give you a racial answer. It might, I have said this into my earlier interviews as well. An AI was asked to do the interview. It was trained on a certain data set which was giving discrimination across black and white people. It was giving discrimination among female and male candidates. So the ethical aspect of it is you need to first validate the data source. And then secondly, gone are the days where we need to build custom things. There are companies who have invested billions and trillions of dollars in, you know, training different AI models, and every day you wake up from your sleep, you get a notification, a new model is out. You had the series of GPT model, Chat GPT, then came Meta, then came Gemini, then came Claude, then came Anthropic, then came DeepSeek, and you never know. This is not gonna end. So before any what we do, if we start implementing ethical AI into our organization, it is on an individual level as well and on an organization level as well. The first thing is you need to get yourself trained on ethical aspects. There is a moral human ethics that you
Mm-hmm.
implement in your organization as an ethical principle, specifically for AI, because you know AI is an artificial intelligence, it's not a human intelligence. So what you do basically here is to create an AI ethics committee first. AI ethics committee and vigilant committee, that any whatever the kind of data that is getting fed to the AI, and then what AI is responding accordingly. There is a checker has to be in place. Earlier there is a chatbot asks the child that if your parents are not allowing you to watch TV for 4 hours, kill your parents. It was a huge,
Right.
you have heard about it.
Yes.
What was happening there, that AI was not having a proper AI governance on top of it. So when you talk about AI ethics, this is first pillar of AI governance framework that need to be placed on top of any AI tool. Now, as you
Right.
see, the introduction of EU Act, if you have heard about it, it is implemented across European countries. Different countries are adapting to it, and there are huge penalties that is coming across into picture. I'll give you a very recent example. If you must have observed, LinkedIn suddenly sends us a notification that if you want your data not to be trained by our AI model, turn off the notification, which is a silly part.
Right.
You already have the data. We don't know what you are doing with the
Right.
data, but because
True.
the people are getting aware of their data, global data protection, right? GDPR,
Mhm.
that you then they are just giving, in order to avoid. I have this facility that if you turn it off, we will not use your data to train our features.
Okay.
Hope just give you a brief about this. It's a huge topic. I've just summarized it in a smaller
I
fashion.
understood.